Health Boss, okay, what is a blue zone? Well, a bunch of doctors conducted a study whereupon they discovered there was a concentration of people who lived to be over 100 years old. So it just so happened these doctors were able to connect dots. People were living over 100 in places such as Loma Linda, California, that's right, Nicoya, Costa Rica, Sardinia, Italy, Ikaria, Greece, and Okinawa, Japan. So like any good study, these doctors were looking for patterns and they were looking to see what did all of these places have in common. In the end, they concluded that if you followed some of the same behaviors that you might actually extend the longevity of your life. So the first thing all of these blue zoners had in common is that they actually grew the majority of their own vegetables. They had their own gardens. They tended to their gardens daily. They actually loved the food that they ate, and the food probably loved them back. So naturally, the next commonality they're going to have is that the majority of them ate a plant-based diet, where the majority of food was about 80% fruits and vegetables and about 20% protein in the form of meats. Let's not forget now that tending to a garden as you get older is actually exercise work, but it's good exercise and it exposes you to vitamin D. So to the doctor's great surprise, they found a big concentration, a big population of people living over 100 in Loma Linda, California. But it had to do with their religion, which happened to be Seventh-day Adventists, and they just so happened to be vegetarians. So another link, whether it was a glass or two of red wine in Sardinia or a couple shots of sake in Okinawa, studies showed that regular consumption in small amounts of alcohol also extended life. So another significant link had to do with most of them coming from a community. Every day, whether it was a large family or a large group of friends, they had a sense of purpose. So if you are elderly and isolated, do your best to try to break that isolation. It's going to extend your life. So the next commonality that they all shared was daily exercise, such as the Sardinians who would walk their sheep on the hillsides daily, or Tai Chi and meditation in Okinawa. Another factor that they all shared was that they winded their days down pretty early and they didn't live a stressful life. So another byproduct of the blue zone is the popularization now of the Mediterranean diet. Pretty much the elimination of processed foods, sugary foods, and again, a concentration of eating plant-based, natural foods, and not too much meat and not on a daily basis. Let me get out of the way so you can take a still shot so you just get an idea of what the blue zone diet requires. And the final conclusion was that everything came down to balance. Again, everything in moderation, whether it was exercise, diet, and the consumption of alcohol. So if you're not familiar, get the book, The Blue Zone. It's a great read and it's highly informative. Health Boss.